Hey everyone, welcome to Just Vibes with the Click podcast with your boy Peace J. And today we got a special episode, a special personal episode. And I have two guests with me, and I'll let them introduce themselves.
Hello, I'm Big Timber, studying software engineering at Varsity College.
Hi everybody, it's me again, it's Angie, and I am currently studying a degree in corporate governance.
Okay. So, with that being said, let's just dive right into this, because it's a very personal episode, not for me, but for one person in particular. Um, but yeah, Angie,
Yes.
why are you single?
I had a feeling that you're gonna ask me that, Jim. Hey, being you out here, guys, the streets are very cold. That's why I'm single. Okay, let me be real. Let me be honest, right? Put it away the playfulness aside. But I feel like the reason why I am single is because I feel like I've got like expectations that nobody can reach. I think that's the reason why.
Excuse me? What expectations are these?
Okay, I feel like personally, right? I feel like there's certain things, right, that I wasn't meant to do in order for me to make sure it's okay. This is going to go into the right direction, and it's not a must type vibe, right? It's just small little things, guys. Like you can't come and woo me with basics, bruh. Like that's basics. You
Yeah,
need
but
to
I'm
step.
asking what
Okay.
are those things? Or rather, I'm asking what are those things?
Okay, first of all, I'm the type of person, right, who likes OOT when we're in a relationship, right? Communication, like I want the communication to be so good, and I feel like a lot of people don't miss that. And I'm like, but this is like, you know. So, for example, if you know you're gonna have a hectic day, right? You need to tell me, and usually because now you're gonna give me the feeling as if I'm not important or wanted. So it's like, it's almost like.
Okay.
And what about situations out of someone's control? Like, for example, your day is going to be chilled and all of a sudden things turn around.
I need to also communicate those things, right? Like whenever you had such a day, it doesn't take rocket science for you to be like, hey, listen, I'm going through ABCD or ABCD has happened. I'm not ignoring you. I'm not doing this. I'm just busy. Then I know, oh, it's okay. You know what? I'm not busy. Just the same way I do that. I'm like, yo, dude, listen. Today I'm having like a very rough day, so don't expect frequent communication. And why I say this, right, is especially if the communication in the beginning was so good, it was like, this is nice. And then at some point it starts becoming fizzled out, and you're like, okay, what's going on? Is it
The
now it's
honeymoon
touch and
phase is
go,
finished.
basically.
Practically, the honeymoon phase is finished. Like, when there's no communication, dude, the honeymoon phase, it's left.
Yeah. And I prefer for you to tell me all those things in the beginning, you know. It's better, like it makes it. And I walk into this thing knowing very well, oh, okay, this is what I'm expecting and this is what I'm heading into, right? But now, throughout the whole entire thing, like the whole entire honeymoon phase, you've not mentioned any of that. And then all of a sudden, I'm feeling like, oh, I get another, I'm now faced with another side of you that I don't know. It's like, okay, what's going on? So like in the beginning, it's best for you to tell the person. That's why I'm saying communication is very important.
Okay, so we'll get to like, the present time, you know, but like if you have to take a step back, right?
Uh,
Um, why why do you think like why did your last relationship fail?
okay, the reason why it failed is because we're not um compatible together. Our beliefs and everything were just different. So I was like, it's not gonna work out.
Were you unevenly
And
yoked?
yes,
First problem.
yes, as much. Oh, and also our lifestyles as well were two different things. I was like,
Mm,
I'm sorry. I had to let this go. And
okay.
yeah,
Oh, okay. So it wasn't a thing of you did something or they did something. It was just you guys were
mm,
completely different people.
completely. And the crazy thing is that we had actually met at church. Sort of like, damn, okay.
So how were you
Not,
unevenly yoked if you met at church?
that's the thing. Not everyone in church is equally yoked as you. You get people
Yes,
who are unequally yoked with you.
that's true.
There are others who are more spiritual, right? And then the others who are just like, no, I'm just coming to church because my parents told me to come to church. That
Mm,
type of vibe. And if you get someone who's spiritually and someone who's not a believer but comes to church just because they have to come, it's very difficult because now when you're having conversations about God and all that, now you find yourself fighting or at loggerheads because it's like, aren't you agreeing on this thing? Yeah,
mm, 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 mm.
yeah.
Yeah, no.
Not everything that glitters is gold, guys in church. Just because he goes to church doesn't mean, oh, he's the one. Hey, you
So
need to
what?
open your eyes, guys. And yeah.
It sounds like you're saying that, like, you're speaking from like somewhat of a constant experience, if you get what I mean. Are you?
Explain yourself
Like,
a little bit further.
like you've tried the whole church guy thing more than once, and it didn't work out.
Yeah, okay, I have tried that. And it's, hey, guys, it's, I don't know what's what is going on, right? But yeah, I tried it more than once, and I must say it's quite tricky, but I'm giving it another go just to see where it goes. But yeah.
Okay.
Not to be rude or mean
Right.
or anything along those lines, yeah. Just a disclaimer. But have you
Baby.
considered that you might be the problem?
Yes. There have been situations, and I'm not gonna lie and sit here and be like, "Oh, he was the problem," right? Sometimes I do sit down and I think to myself, "Oh, Lucy, okay, you were in such a situation, right?
Yeah.
What are the things that you did that contributed to this not working out, and what do you hope to achieve or change in your next one?" So yeah, probably was I a problem or was I the issue? I might have, you know. So yeah, and with this risk, like the current one, well, not current, the past one, right? I feel like we both had a play and a role in what happened and what transpired. But at the end of the day, it is what it is, guys. Yeah.
Okay, so that means the one that you're talking about, it didn't go past the talking stage.
Yeah, I actually we didn't even like meet up. I think the only time we met up was like we met up at church, guys. Like,
Guys, we
yeah,
can't be doing this. We're
but
getting old, Mos. We're getting old. This thing of meeting up at church because you don't want to meet outside. Dude.
and dude, and okay, for me, why I say that I might have had a role in this, right, is that we never understood each other or the background that we're coming from, right? I'm coming from a place where my parents have got rules, guys, they've got rules, okay, that I need to abide with. And I still stay with my parents. He wasn't, right? He had his own crib and stuff like that. So like there were instances where he would send me a message and be like, listen, I'm going out tonight. Do you wanna come? And I'm like, dude, I can't do that with my parents. Be like, oh, listen, I have to go out. No, I've got the type of parents where you need to like tell them a week or 3 business days before what is the plan, and that could also go 50-50. Hey, it could be a yes, it could be a no, right? So yeah, we just never understood each other there. And I was there like, well, I can't change the rules. If I was staying alone, perfect. If I wasn't, I can't change anything, guys. Like it is what it is. It's either we work around that or and we had to end things.
Yo, Bex.
Yeah.
You know what I'm thinking now? Heike, I feel like since the nigga
Uh,
goes to the church, I'm like while Angela's like talking, I'm trying to figure out who the nigga is. You know.
Guys.
But thing is,
I'm more on the point of where she mentioned something about there being a current. So I'm trying to figure out, let's see, how's the current relationship going?
Yeah, okay. Peace, I think you figure it out. Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Me, I don't know anything. Me, I don't know anything. Me, I don't want to know anything. That's me.
Okay, I was going to say that you're trying to figure out who it is. But anyway, how is the current one?
Is the current one?
She kind of just admitted it because now she's stuttering.
She kind of just said,
dude, like,
yeah.
Just say yes.
Yeah.
Just say yes. So, with that being said, Angela, what steps have you taken for, like, what different steps have you taken so this one doesn't end up like the past one?
And secondly, after you answer that question, I want you to keep this one in mind. What do you bring to the table?
Guys, I beg you. Okay, okay, first of all, the steps that I've taken, right, is that right now I'm more open and I communicate better with those things from the word go. Oh, okay, this is my situation, right? This is my issues or my problems, my advantages and disadvantages, right? So going forward, I know we need to work around these things on my side and also on your side, right? So I have said all those things. I've said everything that I needed to say from the beginning. So now, if things don't end well, Shem, it's not gonna be my problem because I told you everything, right? But yeah, so what are the other things that I have put in place? I think also talking to just being open-minded as well, being like, okay, this is because this is also different, right? Church guy, but it's also a different situation as well in it, right? Yeah, I'm not going into detail, guys, because
No problem, no
I,
problem,
I.
no problem.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
So what do I bring to the table? What do I bring? I bring myself, guys.
No, it's alright. That is not enough. That is
I'm
rubbish.
joking. I'm joking. What do I bring to the table? Okay, first of all, I'm independent. Nah, that's number one. I know how to make my own bag, right? So that I can take care of myself without your help. Okay, it'll be very nice if you do offer, but if you don't, then it is what it is, you know.
Wait.
I also bring.
Wait, how is that bringing something to the table?
Because, what do you mean?
Like, how is being independent something that you bring to the table? Because bringing something.
Isn't that like a minimum requirement? I feel like
No,
to some degree, people use things like I'm independent. I take off myself. Come on, those are things that are minimum requirements. You're expected to do that. You shouldn't be celebrated for doing the bare minimum.
No, Begs.
I feel like
Begs,
wait,
I'm
can I
saying
say
something different.
quickly, right?
Okay, land.
Okay, no, speak.
Okay. So I'm not saying what Bex is saying. I'm just saying like I thought when you bring something to when someone says what are you bringing to the table, from my understanding, it's what are you offering, right? Like what are you bringing to the table? And I feel like if someone says I'm independent, that means you don't need to bring. That means like you don't need to be in that situation that you're in. I don't know. Like I don't know if you get me, but you can't bring independence to a table.
I get what you're saying, but I'm also saying what I'm saying because a lot of situations, right? A lot of females walk into relationships expecting the men to take care of them, right? And a lot of men don't like that, so they're like, hey, we don't want to be with the girl who really like is dependable and can make her own bag. At least if you make your own little money on the side, it's way better and it kind of like alleviates so many things, you know, because at the end of the day, even if the relationship has to end, I'm not gonna cry over it because this guy used to take me to ABCD. I can take myself there, you know. And I'm not sure if you're getting what I'm saying.
Kinda. The thing is, I don't agree that someone can bring independence to the table. Personally, I just don't think
I
that's.
feel like a relationship is constructive. You can't. Independence is not a constructive thing. Independence is being your own island. So it's kind of counterintuitive in my eyes.
Yeah.
Okay, then I'll say that I'm like emotionally, I'll say I'm emotionally quite strong, even though these days I've been so weak. But I'm someone that you can like literally depend on. You know, do I give good advice? Sometimes I do, and you know, I'm that one person that you can literally lean on and count on. Oh, it's okay. Listen, I've got you. You know. What else?
I rate that. You know how undervalued that characteristic is.
Mm-hmm.
Having your person as someone who's dependable and you can go to when your day is going to. I rate that. So yeah, no, that's proper.
Yeah, and
that's what's up.
what else? I'm thinking, damn, because I'm gonna say submissive because submissive to someone who's
Okay.
No, I don't wanna. It's the guys with submissive. Hey, it's a very tricky one because there's so many things that are going on. But can I be submissive?
I'll give it to you that that whole what you bring to the table question is it's a bit of a tough one, given that you're studying and you're still finding your feet and stuff like that.
Yeah, like
So to move away from that, let me ask you this: how do you find your partners? What do you look for?
ew. I feel like the answers that I'm gonna give now are gonna be so counter thinking from all the past experiences that I've had, because I know my friends would be like, Miracle, this is what you're looking for, but
Nope. This
history
is a
says
safe
otherwise.
space. This is a safe space. Just say it, dude. Just say it.
But first of all, looks aside and stuff like that, I'm looking for someone who's going to bring me closer to God, right?
Amen.
Someone that I can pray with.
Ooh.
Someone that I can pray with. As if I know that I'm not gonna be able to pray with you, then why bother? Because at the end of the day, the reason why my past relationship never worked is because he never believed in God like that, you know. So like it was very difficult for me to be like, listen, dude, I'm going through ABCD and I wanna pray, you know. And with this current one, when I say we pray, we do pray sometimes, but I feel like these days we've not done that, you know. So I think that is something that we need to bring back again. What else do I look for? Someone who I don't want to tell you something, but that you need to do. I want you to lead. You know, I want you to be the one who takes the first, or who makes the decision first. Be like us thinking of doing ABCD. What are your thoughts? You know, and for me, that way I know it's all okay in future. You know, I don't have to ask you and be like, yo, but about ABCD. I want you to be the one who initiates these things, you know, who brings it to the table. We discuss it and then we move, right? I'm also looking for someone when we have our fights. How do you resolve conflict? Do you just block and you move on with your life, or do we sit down? Do we talk about them? Hey, I feel like you've done ABCD to me and I don't feel okay. Okay, fine, I hear you. How do we move on from this? I want like, please don't ever say ABCD. Fine, we move on. And in life is carrying on. So yeah, those are the things I look for. How do you solve conflicts? Do you have a short temper? You're quite tough, real fast, you know, and manji, I'm not getting slapped or whatever. Or
that took a turn.
Do we talk about it in what?
I'm saying that took a turn. That took a dark turn.
Yeah. Okay, not like I've gone through that, guys. I'm just saying, certain relationships are like that, and it's not okay.
Yeah.
Right? You need to be able to, as adults, right? I feel like if you're gonna be in a relationship, you should be an adult, because if you're a kid, it's not gonna work out. But if you're adults, you need to be able to sit down and be like, oh, okay, listen, I don't like ABCD that you did, and we talk about it and we move on, right? What else?
You know, Angela,
Yeah.
just to touch on something that you just said, personally, I feel like the way a person handles conflicts should be equal to no, it's not equal, but it should be just as important to the way they are during the conflict.
Yes.
Because when we talk about
And
handle conflict, it means like, the conflict has happened and now we're dealing with it. But how are they in the moment? What do they do in the moment? Because that's also just as important. But yet we tend to only concentrate on how is the person afterwards.
okay, yeah, no, I like that. I like that because most of the time when you're fighting, and I know myself, that when I'm fighting, right, I tend to say things that I'm not supposed to say, right, and then it makes the situation even worse. But something that I've also learned now is that I need to fight, or not fight as necessarily, but state my reasoning in a nice and respectable way. Not now saying things like, yeah, you must go do this or do that, things that people say in conflicts, but it's how do you say things with respect? Because I feel like with that, right, it shows your character. It shows the person that you are. Okay, so this is a genuine person, a decent person. Yeah.
You see? So yeah.
I don't know about you, Peace.
What do you mean? What
I'll
about
ask you
me?
this because between the three of us, you're the one that I know who's in a relationship. So when you and
First of all, ouch. Okay.
You're just assuming. You're just assuming.
I don't know. Begs me, hey, it's fine. Let's not bring this to this podcast. Me and you will talk.
No, bring it.
Bring it. Bring it. Bring it. This is a safe space.
Ignorance online. Bring it.
Bring it.
You see, Peggy, I don't want to say it's just things that I might be wrong or things that I might be right. Right?
You're wrong,
also
but say
me, but also me and you have not spoken for a couple of months. So I don't know.
Beating around the bush. What's going on here?
Don't talk to him direct. Don't cut through the corners.
I'm talking to you directly, but we've not
You're beating around the bush.
I'm not.
Okay, yeah, no, it's fine.
Yeah, but coming back to you, Peace. You're the one who's had us the longest, or the one that I know who's in a relationship, and I might not know the things that happen in there, but when you and your girl fight and have conflicts, how do you guys work around that, and how do you guys solve that?
It all goes down to hearing what the other person is saying. Right.
Preach. Take us to the throne.
Like, it's literally just hearing what the other person is saying. Not listening, but hearing it, So, yeah, man, it's just like that. You just have to, like, hear them and one thing is, like, not to cut them off while they're speaking. Not to cut them off. Like, let them speak, let them land, and then then from there say what you have to say. Because I feel like what the mistake people tend to make is they just feel like, oh, what's this? I need to get my point across before they finish. So then they just interrupt, and now it's a thing of you're arguing because of something happened, and now on top of that, now you've interrupted them while they're speaking, which is kind of rude on a general basis, so yeah.
I hear you, and I really understand what you're saying. And another thing that I wanted to talk about and like touch base on, that I think you mentioned it, saying that it's all about hearing what the other person is saying. And I feel like a lot of times it could be in any relationship, guys, with your partner, with your family, with your friends. I feel like when people argue, right, it's not the fact that we want to hear what Peace is saying. I'm listening or hearing because I want to prove a point, you know. So whenever we are arguing, I'm there like, okay, stuff you, but to me, now this is how I feel.
Oof.
And most of the times I feel like things end up getting heated.
Yeah.
They're not supposed to get heated because the other person was not listening to hear which way is this person coming from, right? So I feel like as human beings, right, I feel like we should just exercise that, you know, be like, okay, fine, we are arguing, right? But let me try and hear Uti, what is Biggie actually saying, right? And we work around that. Not the fact of it's okay, Biggie is just talking, but I also want to prove my point about my situation, right? So yeah.
Okay. I hear you, man. I hear you.
Peace.
Yeah.
As someone with experience with relationship and who is currently in a long-term relationship, what advice would you give to touch and go? What advice would you give to Angela and indirectly myself? Because I'm not disagreeing.
Advice, yo, dude. The advice I would give is literally just like what Angela said. Put God first. That's it. Put God first. You know. Thing is, okay, I know that some people who listen to the podcast are not Christian, so I would say put your religion first. You know, let
your chakras,
let your
the
God
universe.
be in the center, you know, of it. I feel like once that happens, I feel like everything else falls into place. Yeah, you might have those stumbling blocks, but everything else will fall into place. I can best believe that, you know, because if you don't start with God, it's not going to end with God, and it's going to end without God. Like it's just going to end. So that's pretty much it. That's pretty much like the most consistent advice I give most people is you can only do so much if God is involved. So yeah, man. So that's like to you and Angela, to anyone who's listening, who's single like a Pringle, you know, I said what I said, you know, just put God involved, you know. Just put him inside that relationship. Like make room for him, because clearly, you know, he knows what you need. You know, he knows what you need. So yeah, man. So okay. So with that being said, I just want to say thank you to Angela and Bex for for taking the time to jump onto this podcast. You know, like your presence is always welcome. You know, always, you know, and I'm sure the people have enjoyed listening to you guys talk about everything. So I just want to say thank you. Thank you very much.
Remember, guys, be equally yoked. Because what Pete just said about praying and putting God in the center, it's not going to work if both of you believe in different things. So, yeah. That's my closing statement.
Bex, what's your closing
just stay
statement?
Single.
What?
Or just stay single.
Yeah,
that can work as well.
Okay. Guys, it's been your boy, Peace J, Just Vibes with the Click podcast. Check you guys next time. Remember to comment. Don't subscribe. Comment.
And share.
Yeah, and share. Yeah.
What the heck do you mean don't subscribe?
Dude, yeah. Just don't subscribe. Don't subscribe. Like, I'm not here for the subscribers.
Subscribe.
Nah, man. Less of that. Cheers, everyone.